Namaste friends, my name is Ritika and today we will be focusing on chapter number 1, that is Samadhi Pada, verse number 1.8, that is Viparyayo mithyā-jñānam-atadrūpa pratiṣṭham. Friends, as you know, Patanjali talks about the 5 vrittis that can be painful and not painful. Those 5 vrittis are PRAMANA, Viparyaya, Vikalpa, Nidra and Smritaya. In my last video, I explained you about the very first vritti, that was Pramana, that is proof or right knowledge. By means of our 5 senses, by logical reasoning or testimonies by Guru of ancient scriptures. And today in this video, we will talk about chapter number 1. Verse number 1.8, that is Viparyayo mithyā-jñānam-atadrūpa pratiṣṭham. That is the second vritti, that is Viparyaya, which means misconception. After completing my yoga teacher training course with Shivananda and Esvyasa, the Demed University, I thought that now I have become a yoga teacher. But that was my Viparyaya, wrong knowledge, because being a yoga teacher requires a lot of practice and regular reading. I'm still working on it. Let's take an example and understand what this sutra talks about. We normally have preconceived notions about something or the other. For example, when we see a fat lady, we think, oh my God, this lady is so fat. Seems she does not focus on exercise or she eats a lot, and that is the reason she is fat. This is your wrong knowledge, that is Viparyaya. There can be many reasons a person is fat, but we have preconceived notions, and that is wrong knowledge. We might see a bodybuilder with a very good physique. We might come to a conclusion that he might be having steroids. Once again, preconceived notions. Friends, this thought process of ours that we think about someone without knowing the reality is wrong knowledge. Think about it. We do it all the time. And Patanjali says, we also need to stop this thinking because this can also lead to misery. For example, my dad loves to keep his hand on my shoulder. Those who know me and my dad will have the right knowledge to say that it's okay, that's fine, and that might be a good feeling for someone. That is, can be not painful. But if someone other who does not know me and my dad sees this, he might think something wrong about our relationship. That is known as Viparyaya. That is wrong knowledge. And that side can be painful for him. And he might start thinking, oh God, what's happening? Such a huge gap between couples? And this might be painful for him. Till the time they don't know the fact. That is Pramana. They would always be in Viparyaya, that is wrong knowledge. So remember, Viparyaya can be painful and not painful. As Patanjali describes in chapter number 1, sutra number 5, that is Ritaya Panchataya Klishta Aklishta. Wrong knowledge, if acquired, leads to faulty conclusions and can be an obstacle to one's growth. Viparyaya means having a colored vision. It implies looking at things not the way they actually are. In other words, lacking clarity. For example, in a dimly lit street, we see an object and think it is a snake when it is actually a rope. The object exists, but we have misinterpreted its nature. Viparyayo mithyā-jñānam-atadrūpa pratiṣṭham. Viparyayo means wrong perception, misconception, error, mistake, unreal, inverted, unclear, incorrect knowledge, clouded thinking. Mithya means false, untruly, incorrectly, wrong, improperly. Jnanam means knowledge, higher knowledge. atadrūpa, not in the form of any outward appearance or phenomena or color, form, shape, figure. Pratiṣṭham means reality established. Even when our understanding is based on our past experience, that does not mean it can be a fact. For example, if you assume that a person is a woman simply because that person is dressed in a woman's clothes, this is called Viparyaya, a mental activity that is based on something other than fact. Might be it's a male dressed in a woman's clothes. We have seen many celebrities wearing women clothes for fashion's sake. Viparyaya then is comprehension based on perceived characteristics in the observer, which leads to false assumption. Wrong knowledge is that knowledge that is not supported by anything. If I'm thirsty while driving a car in a desert and I think I see water, but when I go there, there is no water, and that is wrong knowledge. A mirage is Viparyaya. There is some substance in your mind, and on the basis of that substance, you see water. Second example, you think it is a grape, but when you eat it, it doesn't taste like a grape. Oops, it was an olive. Internal dialogues about Viparyaya. One way to increase your awareness to Viparyaya is to literally ask the mind to help. Mind, can we be aware of Viparyaya, and can you help me to remove the coloring that causes these incorrect perceptions? Unveiling the colorings will bring you to a state of vairagya, that is non-attachment. The less ragas and dveshas and other kleshas your mind field has, the more you will be able to perceive things as they are and not through colored glasses, through which perception is altered, which will diminish Viparyaya and increase pramana. When you learn to talk to your mind, the mind will become a great friend that can help you on the path. Then the mind starts to help you to overcome Viparyaya. Isn't that amazing? Daily observation and yogic self-awareness assessment. Eventually, the concept of Viparyaya will swim around in your awareness all the time, as it becomes a part of constant self-awareness. Also, becoming aware of Viparyaya will have the effect that you will increase your use of this word in your daily vocabulary to express yourself, and you will discover how Viparyaya relates to other concepts, processes, or insight. Pramana, vikalpa, or Viparyaya can all happen at the same time. When you look at an object and you perceive its characteristic, you can judge which object it is. If you look at a doll, you know it is a doll. It is a right knowledge, that is pramana. At the same time, it's easy to also see that it is merely a piece of plastic and fabric, depending on how you look at it. You can say it is pramana, it is a doll, and you can say it is Viparyaya, and it is nothing but plastic, and you superimpose on it that it is a doll, or seeing the doll in the plastic is merely vikalpa. You imagine it to be a doll. A classic example of the shifting perception is the Reuben vase, which is both a picture of a vase and a picture of two faces at the same time. Two classic examples are given by the yogis for the misperception called Viparyaya. First is the mistaking of a rope for a snake when the light is low, such as the twilight hours between day and night. The rope is always a rope, although the mind misperceives it in the moment. The second is similar and is mistaking a post in the distance as being a man standing in the shadows. Friends, basically Patanjali describes the 5 functions of the mind to ultimately help us reduce our suffering by being able to recognize these functions and learning how the mind works. This is the foundation to seeing your true nature as separate from the mind. Almost like stepping out of yourself and observing the function of the mind without being attached, upset or frustrated. Just simply becoming an observer. Once you are able to observe without reaction, you will be able to more easily differentiate the mind and all of its fluctuation from your true nature. In the next sutra, that is 1.9, we will discuss about Shabda Jnananupati Vastu Shunyo Vikalpa. Till then, just keep pondering over it. Think and do let me know your comments about the sutra, your understanding about the sutra. Till then, take care, keep smiling. Namaste.